So I keep seeing this debate everywhere. Claude is the best. No, ChatGPT is better. No, Gemini is the real one. And honestly, most of these comparisons are just vibes. Someone tries one prompt, picks their favorite and calls it a day. I wanted to actually test this properly. Same prompts, all three models side by side. Content writing, coding, reasoning, research, and image generation. First attempt, no do-overs. Here's what I found. Quick setup. I used Claude Opus 4.6, ChatGPT 5.4, and Gemini 3 Pro, all top-tier paid versions. Every prompt was copy-pasted exactly. No tweaking for any model. You will see each prompt on screen as we go, and they are all linked in the description, so you can try them yourself. Cool. Let's get into it. Starting with content writing. So I asked all three to write a LinkedIn post about why companies fail at AI adoption. Claude and ChatGPT both opened with basically the same idea, and it's not the tech, it's the people. And honestly, both posts are solid. You could publish either one right now and it would do well. The difference comes down to the anecdote. Claude talks about a logistics firm that bought AI forecasting, but 6 months later, the ops team was still on spreadsheets because nobody looked them in. That's specific. You can picture it. ChatGPT's anecdote is about a leadership team with cutting edge AI tools where nothing changed. It's fine, but it's vague. It feels more like a general observation than something you actually lived through. Now, Gemini. Okay, this was funny. Gemini just said no. It literally goes, since I'm an AI, I cannot invent a fictional human anecdote. Bro, the prompt says you are a senior tech leader. That's the whole point. If your AI won't play the role, you can't use it for content. Simple as that. So, the verdict here. Claude edges it out with more believable story. ChatGPT is genuinely close though. Solid post. Gemini didn't even try. Alright, next up, coding. I asked for a Python functions that figures out minimum number of conference room you need for a bunch of meetings. Edge cases, complexity analysis, test cases, the whole thing. So, all three went with the same general idea, separate start and end times. But the way they wrote it tells you a lot. Claude did this clean sweep line thing where the sorting itself handles the tricky edge cases. No extra if statements, no special branches, it just works. Really elegant. Gemini went more textbook. Classic two-pointer approach. But it had the best test by far. Named test cases, a proper runner, clear pass-fail output. If you care about test quality, Gemini wins that. ChatGPT's code works, but it's got some rough spots. It added a check for if there is only one meeting, return one, which the algorithm already handles. That on its own. When you add guards, the code doesn't need, it kind of signals you weren't sure your own logic works. And the tests are just print statements, no runner, nothing structured. Verdict. Claude and Gemini both did well. Claude for cleaner code, Gemini for better tests. ChatGPT is a step behind. Okay, this one's my favorite. Reasoning. A SaaS startup gets two offers, $40 million acquisition or a 12 million Series B. Break it down. Give a recommendation. This is where the gap got really wide. Claude didn't just say it depends. It gave a clear default and then said, here's exactly what would change my mind. And then it dropped this line about using the Series B term sheet to negotiate the acquisition price higher. Like, that's not analysis, that's tactics. That's the kind of thing you would pay a banker to tell you. Gemini was solid too. It suggested selling some of your equity during the funding round to get cash in hand while keeping the CEO seat. That's real move, not something you just make up. ChatGPT though, it got the math wrong. The prompt says 60 million valuation and ChatGPT calculated post money as 72 million. It treated 60 as pre-money without even flagging it. And the thing is, every other number in the analysis flows from that. If the foundation is wrong, the whole thing falls apart. Verdict. Claude is on another level for reasoning. Gemini is close. ChatGPT needs to get its number right first. Category 4. Research. I asked all three to do market research for a B2B SaaS AI onboarding tool. TAM, SAM, SOM, competitors, trends, biggest risk. Claude was the only one that actually showed its work. It didn't just throw out a number, it broke it down layer by layer. North America market share, cloud segment percentage, filtered by buyer intent. You can follow the logic and check it yourself. It also caught ServiceNow as a competitor, which the other two completely missed. And honestly, that's probably the biggest threat in the space right now. Gemini knew the domain well. It flagged a niche competitor called ZenAdmin and used real HRIT terminology that you would hear from someone who actually works in this space. ChatGPT gave you numbers in the right range but couldn't really explain how it got there. And listing SAP success factors as a top competitor for a mid market AI startup? That's like saying McDonald's is competing with your local food truck. Different universe. Verdict. Claude's analysis is something you would put in a pitch deck. Gemini's got real depth. ChatGPT is surface level. Last one. And honestly, this is where everything flips. I asked for an image of Ghibli style Japanese coffee shop at golden hour. I mean, look at this, the watercolor style, the sleeping cat on a little plate cushion, the sign in actual Japanese, people chatting in the background. This looks like it was pulled straight out of a Miyazaki film. Every single thing from the prompt is right there. ChatGPT's image is beautiful too. Warm, cozy, great sunset vibes, but it's more anime than Ghibli. It's got that clean digital look, almost like a lo-fi beats thumbnail. Gorgeous, but the prompt specifically asks for Ghibli and Claude. Okay, so Claude can't actually generate images. What it did was kind of wild though. It hand coded a 248-line SVG file with shapes and gradients trying to recreate the scenes. I respect the effort genuinely, but let's be real. If you need images, this isn't it. Verdict. Gemini takes this one and it's not even close. This is its category. Alright, so the final verdict. And the honest answer is that no single model won everything, which is kind of the whole point. Claude is the one you go to when the work actually matters. Strategy, code, analysis, writing, that's need to be sharp. It just thinks better. It doesn't give you a list of pros and cons and call it a day. It actually reasons through things. ChatGPT is your reliable all-rounder. It's solid everywhere, competitive in content, never terrible at anything. But it also rarely blew me away. It's a safe pick when you just need something done. Gemini is the wild card. When it's good, it's really good. That image was flawless. The research was strong, but it also refused to write a LinkedIn post in character, which is basic. High highs, weird lows. But if you need anything visual, Gemini is your pick. So my workflow now. Claude for thinking, Gemini for images, ChatGPT when I just need a quick answer and don't want to overthink which tool to open. The best AI isn't one model, it's knowing which one to reach for. All the prompts are in the description, try them yourself and let me know if you agree. Drop a comment with which model you think won. And yeah, see you in the next one.